All right. Good morning. It's the 17th of December. It's 8:40, and we're gonna play some DD. We are in session number 78 of Odyssey. The Dragonlords, titled "A Parting Ways." Sus. But first, we'll do a recap, and then we'll see what happens. Thank you, Katie.
Good morning, everyone. Streaming live from Detroit, Michigan. We begin the session around 8 p.m. on Tuesday, our 79th day together with only 18 days remaining of the Oath of Peace. We are deep into battle with Helios, the sun god, who has revealed himself to be a giant golden dragon. And he flies right to Arcadia and attacks her with his teeth and claws, causing her to lose a third of her hit points with one attack. An on-fire Ametreus mounts a very uneasy Gravik on his back, and he gestures northeast to Corbin and drops Gravik off next to him. Helios flies closer to Arcadia and beats his wings, but she manages to stay standing. Meanwhile, Gravik back at Corbin asks him, "Do you trust me, Corbin?" And giant Corbin gives Gravik a finger to hold on to. Gravik takes Corbin by the finger and casts Dimension Door, teleporting them both in a flash of electrical energy onto Helios's back. And Gravik holds on the best he can. But Helios, sensing that, smacks Corbin with his tail, and Corbin in response grapples him, but Helios chooses to save. But then on the second time, Corbin does grapple him, and he falls to the ground. Nico moves to the south and tries to cast Blight, but it doesn't work, and he directs the giant eagles to attack Helios. Helios looks at Corbin, and Corbin disappears. He is banished to a dream plane where it is very green and lush like Pandora in Avatar. And Corbin lounges around and gets a beer. Meanwhile, more fighting. Gravik slides off as Helios takes him down and laughs and draconic. Nico unsuccessfully casts Fairy Fire. Helio hits Arcadia some more. V recharges and is very angry because Corbin went away, but she fails to cast her paralyzing breath. But Corbin pops back eventually and remains. Archimedes charges and makes a high jump 5 feet up so he can strike Helios. He level 3 divine smites for 82 hit points. Thank you, Mad Celts. Lands on his hooves next to Arcadia, and he looks there looking really shit and wounded. He looks up at Helios and meets his eye, and he says, "Helios, do you feel fear?" And he activates his form of dread, but Helios does not feel fear. Corbin looks around and is disappointed he's not in his beautiful, happy place. He successfully grapples Helios again and asks him in Draconic, "Did you really kill his father? What is going on?" But Helios just gives him a very big, toothy grin and only looks a little injured. Nico goes to Gravik and restores him with a Cure Wounds, and Gravik thinks long and hard about just playing dead. But Helios sends Corbin back to the dream plane, and as he shakes it off, he lets out a deep sigh and takes a deep, deep breath and breathes fire on Nico, Arcadia, and Ametreus. Ametreus goes down, and Helios cackles as he flies up again. And then Nico, Gravik, and Arcadia hear a piercing scream coming from the sky. As the sun for a moment goes out and disappears like an eclipse, we see a woman dressed in heavy black armor, borne aloft by a pair of red feathered wings, swooping towards us. Her face is contorted in unbridled rage as she holds up a sword and is carrying a bow, and she takes a shot at Helios but misses. Gravik gets a potion of greater healing from Baron Brogar, I believe, and he says, "I think we should," just as he sees the fireball envelop everyone. He casts a level 5 lightning bolt at Helios, and only does some damage. Nico moves, lays his hand on Ametreus' shoulder and picks him up and says, "Wake up, Ametreus." And he has stopped counting how many times he has gotten him up. Mad Celts gives Arcadia a potion of healing. Thank you very much, Mad Celts. But then Helios hits Ametreus again with his tail, takes him down. Then he hits Arcadia with his tail, taking her down, and he lets out a fierce roar. Helios looks at Gravik, and he gets banished to the dream plane. And the moment he gets there, he sees the half-drunk beer from Corbin. Robin1 XP, hero in chat, gives the dragon a potion of greater healing. Then Helios bites Nico and takes him down. So now the only person left standing alive is Corbin, as Gravik is in the dream plane, and all the other three party members are dying. But he sees Helios look up and finally see the flying creature. And for the first time since we've met him, Helios looks scared and starts flying away. The flying creature pursues him, hits him with her longbow with a critical hit, and takes him down. And as he goes down, he reverts back to his human self and says, "No, no, no, please don't." And the flying creature takes the barbed whip that she has, and it lights up as it wraps around him. She starts dragging him up and flying away with him. And Corbin says, "Wait, we would like to talk to him before you take him away." But as he says this, he sees a portal open up, and they both disappear through it. Now, Corbin has heard tales of a creature like this, something kind of devilish, and he gets the sense that Helios fucked up by deciding he was going to break one of his oaths of friendship with the party by attacking us when some of us were eating with him. And this is an oath that we've not come across in this game before, but for our viewers, what it is enemies can have a meal together, and as long as they're eating together, they are not allowed to attack each other. And if one does, they break that oath and they get into a hell of a lot of trouble. So as Helios is taken away, Gravik pops back into our plane, and we all we get revived with potions of healing that we give to each other. And Corbin tells Amitrius that Helios had broken his oath and was taken away. So Corbin checks out the building to the east, and we find a heck of a lot of gold, gems, and a special golden chariot, the Chariot of Dawn. And I just have to say that Vengeance, when she sees this, says, "Fuck yeah, mine, mine, mine." And she runs over to the horde. We get this crew to help us take it back to the Ultros, and we also find some magic items on the bottom of the horde. Demetrius gets a potion of Frost Giant Strength. Arcadia gets a potion of Fire Giant Strength. Corbin gets a potion of Invulnerability. Gravik gets a potion of Diminution, and Nicodemus gets a Qual's Feather token in the form of a tree. All in all, we have found 40,100 pieces of gold and 155 platinum pieces. Arcadia retrieves her bolts, and we're back on the Ultros, where Aziz is hovering around Gravik and Vengeance is hovering around Corbin. We try to figure out where to go. Demetrius really wants to go to the island of the Oathbreakers, and asks where it is. And Corbin says, "If you really want to go get him, you could just break an oath and then you would go there." But Kyra mentions it's in the Nether Sea. And Demetrius follows her and asks about Helios, and she says that he is older. He is not one of the old gods, but he is an older god, which some of the centaurs still worship. But he notices, he gets all that information from Kyra and notices that Corbin has been sneakily following him. And Demetrius says, "What? You don't trust me? You think I would just set the Antikythera and sail off somewhere?" And Corbin says, "You've been acting funny since the games, my friend." Corbin asks Kyra for guidance on where to go, because we can get to the Nether Sea through either Charybdis or through the Deadfalls, which is where we found the Ultros, but she can't tell him an answer. We decide to go to Volcan, and Demetrius sets the Antikythera to the constellation of the Bear, and he directs the crew to the secret waterfall entrance to the forge. We leave around midnight, or the very, very early morning of Wednesday, and our 3-day journey is uneventful. Demetrius attunes to the chariot, and Nico attunes to the feather and his new shiny sword, Titan's Bane. And Demetrius flies around the ship's mast trying to control the horses, and he actually easily manages it with an animal handling of a natural 20. Nicodemus has attuned to his blade and to the tree. And then Gravik approaches Demetrius. He wants to try out a new spell, and it is Tensor's Transformation. They spar for a bit, and then Kyra looks disgusted and says, "Men," and Arcadia nods. They're standing together. Corbin goes up to Bront, who was talking to Steros, and asks about the things he asked him to make. And Bront is obviously drunk and has not been working on it. Demetrius goes up to his brother Electrion and asks if he enjoyed the performance of him fighting Gravik. And he asked him if they have given any thought on what he wants to do. And Electrion just says if he can get a Lady Centaur and some booze, he'd think he'd be happy to stay right there. But he asks, Demetrius asks him if he remembers the dragon that destroyed their tribe. And Electrion says yes, and asks Demetrius if he killed it. And Demetrius said he gave it his best shot, and Electrion says, "You're not good enough. My father, he would have taken that dragon on one-handed." And a flash of anger crosses Demetrius's face as he grabs Electrion by the vest violently and says, "That man," meaning Bragos the slaver, "was not our father." And Demetrius says, or Electrion says, "He was more father to me than our bio dad." Demetrius spits on the ground and says, "That man was nothing but a slaver. Our real father died like a hero." To which Electrion responds, "He died like a baby in his bed." And that familiar vein is bulging on the side of Demetrius's head, and he holds himself back and says, "I don't want to talk about this right now. Think about what you want to do when we get to the mainland, and I'll hear your choice then." Meanwhile, Kyra pulls out a black book. We're not sure why, but it's a bad sign because in the past you'd always write the dead people's name in that book. Corbin pulls Kyra aside so they can talk privately, and now that he knows how they became dragons, he has a question. And he asked her if the Dragonlords knew that the dragons became the five gods, and she said no. And she didn't break her oath with the Dragonlords because Estor Archelander turned bad during the war and broke his oath first. And Corbin just says he needs to go back to the Oracle after all of this is over, and he supposes he will have to find someone else to carry on while he rests. And Kyra glances behind him at a couple of the party members and just nods. Ever since Arcadia left Themis, she is colder and more distant. She continues to do her military exercises, but they look more brutal, and there's a new brutality to her movements. She is standoffish and eats by herself, and her visit home has brought her more back to being an Amazon from what the party can tell. But Corbin tries to hang out with her because he wants to be an Amazon and tries to comfort her and maybe even spars with her. And he won't play the Amazon song on his bagpipes anymore because she asked him not to. And there doesn't seem to be another one that he could play when he asks her, but then he plays the Xena theme because he always enjoyed that play, the Xena. So halfway through the second day, one of the sailors says, there's a small ship in the middle of the ocean and there's somebody on there. And we find out that Zymor, who we met before in the Temple of Lutheria after we tried to save the children from being sacrificed in Mitros, we met him there. And we see a bunch of birds flying around him. And when Gravik sees him, he gets a mild sense that this is a very significant god to him. When Kyra sees Zymor, just like the first time she saw him, she turns red and takes a step back. Arcadia remembers after meeting Marduk, who told us he was his brother. Marduk, we saw him on the Indigo Island when we ran into the hostile elves and we met Loopy Whoopy. Marduk gave us a silver medallion and said that if we saw Zymor, his brother, to give it to him. And so she does. And he chuckles and gives her a white rook chess piece to give back to Marduk if we run into him again. Meanwhile, Gravik is talking to Kyra, and they're both having a little comedy in the corner of like, you talk to him, no, you talk to him. And they're both very, very nervous. And seeing that Gravik's so distressed, Corbin just walks over to Zymor, greets him warmly, and pats him on the back like he's a pal. And it seems like when we're talking, Zymor knows he already knows everyone else, but he says to Gravik, "You're Gravik Thorn, correct?" And Gravik stiffens up completely like he was petrified again. Yes, that's mighty nice to meet you, but I mean, what was your name again? And Zymor introduces himself as Zymor. Um, Demetrius uh, just straight out asks Zymor who he is really. And he uses his divine sense, and he has sensed celestial and fiends in the past, but this power level is huge. He squints his eye and averts his gaze, lifting his hand as if Zymor was made from some giant blinding light, and staggers back. Um, and then he asks Zymor if there's anything we need. He tells the story of what happened at the Amazons. Arcadia just glares at him and lets him tell the story. He just says it could have gone better, a lot better. And then he asks Zymor if he's heard of Helios, the sun god, and tells him he was taken to the island of the Oathbreakers. And again asks Zymor where he can find this island. And what he heard from Kyra is says he confirms that it would be in the Nether Sea. And as far as Zymor knows, there are no constellations down there. And then Demetrius straight out asks him, "Are you Gravik's god?" And notices that Gravik is acting really strange. Meanwhile, when he's trying to call, Demetrius tries to call Gravik over, who is now putting Kyra in a headlock, trying to drag her over to Zymor. Zymor suddenly yells, looks over and says, "Lareth, leave Aziz alone." And we see that one of the canaries is chasing Aziz around. And Demetrius says, "Why is a bird chasing a dragon? You should really call your birds back or Aziz will eat them." And Gravik says, No. Aziz will not do that." And Demetrius says, "Yes, he will. I've seen him chase some of the other animals aboard." And then Zymor says, "Lareth, over here now." And the bird flies over and puts his head down. Gravik asks Zymor how long he's been traveling in this land. He says probably 20 or 30 years. And Gravik looks over at Kyra and says, "You knew all along." He tries to drag her over and enlists Giant Corbin, but neither of them can move Kyra as she shows her godlike abilities, which we don't see very often. And Zymor continues to deny that he's a god. And then Electrion speaks up and says, "I'm more of a god than that old man is." And Demetrius goes over and takes him downstairs. And then Zymor asks Kyra, "Daughter, what's the problem?" And Kyra gets bright red again. And Gravik says, "Daughter?" And she puts her head down and says, "Nothing." So Gravik says, "So what do you think of this place that we find ourselves, unfortunately?" And Zymor says, "It's not bad. It could use a little bit of fixing up. But, if you go seek out the blacksmith, that might help a little bit." And Gravik says, "I think we're just on our way there. Vulcan, right?" And Arcadia says, "Father, do you mean the blacksmith Vulcan, or do you mean the blacksmith constellation?" And Zymor just says, "Daughter of Pythor, you are a very smart woman." And she says, "I'm no daughter of Pythor. I'm the daughter of Kentimane." And he nods slightly and gives his apologies. And then Gravik just drops everything and says, "My lord, why the guise? As you're traveling these lands, you could probably fix a lot of its problems." And Zymor continues to deny who he is. And then Gravik just says, "Bahamut, please." Then Arcadia looks at Gravik and says, "How could this weak old man be a god? I don't believe in him at all." And she's doing this on purpose because that's exactly what Gravik says about our gods. And she says, "I wonder how you feel about that." And Gravik giggles nervously as Zymor stands up and electricity emanates out of his body. And he says in a deep voice, "Watch your tongue, woman." And she explains that she was just saying that for Gravik's benefit and that she knows well that he is a powerful being. And while Arcadia is distracting Zymor, Demetrius nudges Gravik and asks if he needs to give him a few hints on how to deal with gods. And then Gravik says, No, that god is definitely far beyond any of the ones you have here." And Demetrius says, "Oh, I'm sure. Your god is the most special." And then Gravik says, "Well, actually, he's not even that special. He's kind of a low tier one." And then Zymor looks at Gravik and cocks his head, who quickly backpedals and says, "Oh, no disrespect." And Demetrius is telling Gravik to just play Zymor's game, that he will just to try to get as much information out of him. Zymor looks at Nicodemus and says, "What about you, son? I've heard great things about you as well. You're awfully quiet." And Nicodemus says, "Don't like to take credit for anything, but I've done a few things in my time with this group." And Zymor says, "You also stood up to Lutheria. That's not something small. That's pretty big." "Well, she took my family, so I've had to do it for the sake of my family, not because I'm a brave man or foolish. It's just that I needed to do it." And then he appreciates the sword Titan's Bane, and he says, "Hope when the time comes, you know what to do with it, because whether you are ready or not, the time is coming soon." And Nico says, "Got a few ideas what to do with it." And then Gravik says, "But if you're here, you obviously are the ones calling the shots. So why even waste your time with these pretenders?" And Zymar says, "What do you mean by pretenders?" And Gravik says, "Forgive my rudeness. Are there any knowledge or hints you want to convey to us?" And Zymar says, "I think you should check out the blacksmith, maybe, and then, I don't know, perhaps the Titan or the Dreamer," as he looks at Arcadia. And then Gravik says, "I was told by a charlatan about finding a white book. Is that true?" And Zymar asks, "Who would be a charlatan to you?" And Gravik says, "She calls herself an oracle." And Zymar says, "Versi." And Corbin says, "Hey, watch yourself." And then Arcadia says to Zymar, "Father, this is what I mean. He doesn't respect our gods, so I played at disrespect to you to turn the tables." And Zymar says, "I understand." And to Gravik, he says, "So why do you call people who are more powerful, obviously, than you charlatans?" And then Gravik says, "I've seen many tricksters in my travels, and I don't trust people that are soothsayers or fortune tellers for the most part." And then Zymar says, "Well, then what you're saying is you believe me to be a charlatan." And Gravik backpedals. Um, and Demetrius says, "Gravik, have you ever wondered why you came to this island?" And Gravik looks at him, and then the coin drops, and he looks over at Bahamut and says, "No, you didn't." And he can tell, even though Zymar is giving him a dead stare back, that he's obviously hiding a smile, that he did send him here. And he says, "Why would you do that? Why would you bring me to this godless, barbaric land?" And Zymar says, "I don't know what you're talking about." And Arcadia says, "Again, you're calling this a godless land. That is insulting." And Gravik says, "Your gods are pretenders and monsters." And when he says that, we feel the ocean shake a little bit. And Zymar says, "I would watch what you say." And Gravik says, "Right, I'll try and be more respectful and apologize." And then Gravik says, talks about there being more violence here than in his old land. And Zymar asks about uh, having heard about Elturel being sucked into Avernus. And we find out that a whole city was dragged into hell in Gravik's land. Then Corbin asks about Louis, this guy that looks like his old self. And Zymar says, "Oh, it's Louis." And he says that he's in league with Lutheria. And they usually are together, and so, but be careful. And then Gravik asks, "What is your relation to the five gods here?" And Zymar is evasive, saying he has a fatherly relationship with everyone. Then he asks to get some food. Demetrius tries to give him a rare white cow, but it won't fit in the dinghy. So Arcadia gives him her jerky that she's made from a deer that she killed, and Corbin gives him cheesy potatoes from Pythor. And he thinks he's going to go on to Themis. And then Demetrius asks who Marduk is, and he just says, "They are who they are." Corbin asks if we can restore Hatria, and Zymar answers, "Not all evil deeds can be undone." And then Gravik asks if his oath of fellowship will retain when he goes back to Faerun, but Zymar doesn't answer. He says, "Who knows?" But he does say that we'll probably see him again. Demetrius just casually asks him if he can cure Gravik from whatever makes him drink blood. And Zymar refers to it as a gift, but Gravik says he would actually like to get rid of that. And Zymar says, "Well, that might be something that you're fated to find out or figure out." Also, in terms reference to the White Book, says he'll find it when the time comes. Then Zymar leaves, and once he leaves, Gravik rushes down to Kyra, follows her. She left, and she moved faster than we've ever seen her move. And he wants answers, and she says, "Go away, I'm naked." And he says, "I don't care, you're a dragon anyways, doesn't matter." and the door slams open and she slaps him full force. What did I tell you about the dragon thing? And she says she can't say anything. And she won't say whether it's an oath, but she cannot tell him anything. Um, uh, Gravik stumbles up to the deck, still shaking from the probably concussion that Kyra gave him, and he is out of it. So Aziz flies over and pickpockets him for 10 gold pieces. Meanwhile, Corbin and Demetrius have done a little wager on the side, betting that Gravik wouldn't have learned anything, which of course he didn't. Arcadia is standing on the ship's edge staring after Zymor, and when we arrive at Vulcans, it will be around midnight, the very, very, very early morning of Saturday, our 83rd day together, with only 14 days remaining of the Oath of Peace.
Nice. We got one of these.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah. Alright, so, what do you do? I know we're fixing to head to, at least, as far as I know, we're heading back to Vulcan.
Yeah, I would say just in our few days after, especially after that whole incident with Bahamut, Arcadia actually would not engage with Gravik. Pretty much, she is hanging out with Corbin. They're training, and she's training extra hard. You see that she's training more for endurance. Like she's really trying to see how long she can go, and also she's working on hiding. And then she certainly hasn't engaged with Demetrius ever since Themis. And that's kind of where she is. Nico, she's fine with Nico. Everyone's fine with Nico, right?
I hope so.
Watch Nico be the big bad. This
I'll be definitely bringing out this guy.
Yeah, at the end.
He's clearly the most suspect.
Demetrius will approach Gravik, and is he around again, or was he up?
Yeah, he's sitting on the deck writing in his book about everything that's happened. And as you approach Demetrius and he turns to face you, you see that the half of his face is just black and blue. He's got a big welt on the other side of his head.
Demetrius will walk over, and he will grin at Gravik, and he will say, "Looks like your talk with Kyra went well."
Yeah, about as well as to be expected. And he's going to turn his attention back to his book.
And Demetrius will say, "So, your god was real after all, and
Yes.
I suppose you were right about him. He was quite powerful. I
Yeah.
managed to get a sense of him, and from what I understood, he's like, if you took a dozen or even more of the regular gods and put them all together in one."
Yes, and he is technically only classified as a lesser god where I'm from.
Huh. That must be a pretty messy world.
Actually, it's quite orderly compared to yours.
God.
Really?
Yes.
You don't strike me as a very orderly or well-contained person yourself, Gravik.
Yeah, well, I don't really know what to say to that compared to
Where there are men,
Yeah, you
there
may
are
not
bellies
around
to...
me. I think I'm actually the most stable one here, but
Alright. And then Demetrius points at his face, and he says, "You might be the most stable, but at least I didn't get my ass beat."
yes, well, I still seem to have a bad habit of underestimating your pretender gods.
I'm not sure if they are pretenders, but I suppose I'll agree with you that they at least seem less powerful. But you really should be careful, because if we were to ever meet my god and you start trouble there, I don't think you're going to walk away as unscathed as you did with Zymor.
Gravik's gonna pause for a moment as he starts to remember something from quite a while ago. I mean, the flaming force thing?
Yes, that one.
Right. Well, I'll be sure to get absorb elements if I ever have to deal with your god.
Well, what I wanted to ask you about is if you could tell me a little bit about your god. Like, what does he do? Why is he here? What is he the god of?
He's kind of a purveyor of justice. He's a good god, not like your gods who are just out for themselves, apparently. He tries to do right in the world and encourages his followers to do the same, to right wrongs and maintain justice and order in the world. He's mostly worshipped by dragons.
By dragons, you say? Is he?
Yeah.
Is he also? I mean, and then he looks around to make sure no crew is listening. And he lowers his voice. Is he also a you know what?
Yeah, he's also he's a platinum dragon. Why do you think he's gonna like pull out his like a necklace with like the image of Bahamut on it? Why do you think it looks like a dragon?
Why are you asking me? This is the first time I've seen that thing.
Don't hide it, but yeah, was originally a dragon, and the gods elevated him to becoming a god.
Could he be the parent of the 5 gods in these lands? Because he called Kyra daughter.
I don't know. I'm more of the mindset that he's trying to elevate them to gods, but since he's only a lesser god, he's only able to do not as well as what the other gods did for him.
I don't know about elevating to godhood, but I can guarantee you that the 5 are real gods already.
Well, I won't deny that they're very powerful creatures, but I wouldn't think of them as gods.
Why not?
Well, he's kind of like looks up at the sky and says, your world is in tatters, and just they're not doing anything to help it, and they got their hands tied by ridiculous oaths. How is that a godly thing?
Well, first of all, they have saved the world for the past 500 years. The world
Have
was
they?
in tatters, and they saved it. That's a pretty.
Have they
godly
really?
deed. I mean, it's been peaceful. At least there's not been any real war. I mean, yeah, there's been minor problems like Themis and stuff, but otherwise, I think the world's been pretty fine. But it's about to go down. Now they're getting us to solve it. I think that's pretty, godly.
Well, to be honest, like, what is one of your gods is a drunkard, and the other one is a petulant child that causes more problems than she fixes. Actually, has she ever fixed a problem?
Quite. We all owe our lives to her.
Well, I get the more of a feeling that you're playthings to her, and she doesn't want your playthings broken.
No, I doubt that. I'm not sure if you were there with us at the time, but we received a vision of the future, and Amitrus keeps his voice low, and he says, in this vision we saw that the 5 gods did battle with the Titans, or at least it was implied, and they were all killed. So the reason why she can't do anything is because of the oath, but it is definitely in her interest to help us, because if she doesn't help us, she might die. That makes sense to you. She's on our side, but she can't do what she can do.
I'll try and help where I can, but like I always do.
Oh,
Anyway.
I know you will, because I don't think you have a choice anymore. You've been drawn into this like the rest of us. You're stuck now until you either die or see it through. And then he will pat the graphic on the shoulder. Says, I hope you find some way to accept that, because you still seem to be under some superstition that you're not part of all this, and you really are now.
Well, I just don't want to get overly attached. I don't plan to stay here longer than I have to.
Oh, I think you might be staying a little longer than you think.
We'll see about that.
And Demetrius grins at him, and he says, want to help me set up a Helios combat dummy to train with?
How are you going to make a dragon-sized dummy?
Oh, I'm not going to make a dragon-sized. I'm having the crew make a dummy that looks like him so that I have something to punch.
You could just punch a normal bag. Why does it have to be a Helios-sized one?
Because I don't like him.
Right. Well,
Do you have any magic to conjure or something like that?
could use an illusion spell, make it look like him.
Perfect. And Amitrius would rally some crew members to make a training dummy for him by the mast and ask Gravik to illusion it to look like Helios.
Is this really the healthiest way to deal with your internal issues, Demetrius?
Yes.
One second, let me just double check this spell description. Okay, well, fine. He's gonna cast a major image on the training dummy. How real do you want this to be? Real, like, authentic, or just kind of just standing there?
Yeah, make him pretty authentic. If you can piss me
Okay.
off, that's good.
He's like, Gravik will like point at the major image, and it just immediately goes into like goading him and talking about how it ate his father and destroyed his village and laughing the whole time while he's saying it. Just the worst heinous shit that you could imagine. And Gravik's just gonna turn and walk away.
Amitrius is just going to spend some time training with this image and getting super pissed off at it.
Electrian will watch. The aura is. What are you talking about? The aura's gone.
It's weird. I see it on my combat tracker. I'm gonna turn.
I don't know, Dave.
Nah.
Like his thing.
Now you just. It just went away. Thank you.
his thing works and it doesn't work. I don't know. It's not a massive issue right now. Scath, I sent you a message. Fix your shit.
Yeah, I'm just double checking things now.
I would ask Corbin for my steel mirror back,
Corbin
and
roots through a giant bag of gold, which is being carefully guarded by V. We'll put it in the party inventory when I find it.
all right. Thanks.
Let's see his bugs graphic.
It's in there.
Thank you.
And, Corbin would try to subtly ask Arcadia what's going on as she intensely trains with him.
And she just says, I'm just getting ready for what I imagine will be even harder fights. Didn't do that well against that dragon, and I have another one that I need to face. Not to mention Lutheria.
It was quite pleasant.
How so?
This is a nice green area with beer.
Really?
Yeah. Kept getting sent there over and over again.
I would not have imagined it was like that.
Curious, say.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Beer.
I guess all you have to do is grab the dragon to find out.
Sure, we'll do that.
I could beat that dragon one-handed.
Does that Acreon say that?
Yes.
Yeah, Amitrius will call him over.
Yes, Lester, brother.
And if he comes over, Amitrius would give him the halberd of the Dragon Slayer.
And he grabs it.
And he will put him in front of the mirror, the major image, and he says, "Go ahead then."
You know, it'd be really funny if he took it and yanked it off the edge and then tackled it.
Sure.
But he'll swing it a few times. You can tell that he has the raw ability, but he's drunk already.
Amitrus will observe him and say, "That's how you're going to kill a dragon?" And Amitrus will laugh at him.
Then he'll give you the glare.
Demetrius will stare him back in his eyes, like a pitying look, like an insult to him as a centaur.
Well, where's that damn woman here on deck? I can kill her right now.
I doubt it. And Demetrius will look around and not actually look for Farina, because that would give it away instantly. He says, "I think we left her on Themis."
Good. You should have left that other one too.
And he says, if you want to be killing anyone, especially that woman, I suggest you get a little more training in. You can keep the halberd for a few days. See how you like it.
I'll keep it forever.
I don't think so. I'm going to need that to finish Helios off.
Oh, you're an Indian giver.
I'm letting you use it. All the kindness.
Thank you, little one.
And Amitrus, he will walk away to go about his own business and leave Helios with the weapon and the training dummy.
All right. Now watch you get attacked by a dragon and the weapon's nowhere to be found. All right. So if we don't have anything else, are we going to Vulcan? Or
That's where the ship's going.
that's where the ship's going. All right. Cool. Bang, bang, boom. We're back at Vulcan's. The Mithril Mines. That's what they're called, I believe. All right. So as the ship docks, you could hear some work going on inside of the anvil. There's some dwarves milling about, and they say, "He's here! He's here!"
Department will get off and say, "Yes, yes, I'm here."
Not you, the dwarf.
Nico will look around. And the only dwarf here.
And they'll come up. You see four of them come up, and they all take a knee. And they put their hand to their chest and say, "Well, Lord Nico, we are yours to command. We will ride into battle with you."
Sweet cannon fodder.
I usually summon animals for cannon fodder, but never really had a small army of dwarves to command. But accept your offer. Things are gonna get a lot more dangerous for us as time goes, so I could use the help.
Whatever you need, we are yours to command.
Oh,
Corbin
Yeah.
salutes
Stuff.
those who are about to die.
are they wearing red shirts?
No, they are maroon.
Oh. Oh, close enough. I'm sorry, boys, but time is coming.
Amitrus will step up and says, "What an excellent idea! Join us aboard. I will put you as Nicodemus's personal guard."
And they ignore you. They're waiting for orders from Nico.
And says Amitrus will nod at Nico and says, "The more crew, the merrier." He says to Nico.
They look like they weren't cheap.
Well, we do still have that big jug that we could pay them in beer, don't we?
Or, you know, the massive hoard of gold that we have.
Oh
Good.
yeah,
I would say good
that's
luck.
ours.
Good luck wrestling that jug away from Electrion.
More luck at that than wrestling the hoard of gold away from V.
True.
Sure, pack your things. There's room in the down below. You can find yourselves a hammock.
At once, my lord. And they will stand up. What the hell? Oh
We have an army of dwarves.
yeah. Yay.
Who or
Alright.
what is joining us so that I can note it down?
Four.
How many of
4 dwarves.
4 dwarf knights?
Yeah.
Regular ones.
Just nice, yeah.
Then now we have
I
6
haven't
dwarf
knighted them
knights.
yet. Hold on, let me get out the. I have to get out me Titan's Bane and knight them all.
Nice.
Oops.
Yeah,
Cut off
maybe you
one
can
of
make
their
them the
ears.
Order of Nicodemus' knights.
There we go. They're all knighted.
Forget the Dragonlords. We're setting up an order of dwarves, like the Round Table.
And he gives them each he's gonna have the seamstress on the ship sew them a small patch that looks like a squid. They'll put it on their tunics.
Happily, they will happily put it on their tunics.
Nico's Kraken Knights.
Corbin starts playing Joy to the World to celebrate the
Oh
Three
my god.
Dwarf Knights.
Okay, so we come back in. I don't know how this map is. Why can't this map is really weird. Like I don't know what happened to it, but there's no map. So hopefully you kind of remember the layout of this little forge. Okay, I kicked you. So you come into the forge and you see the salamander slithering around, and as she looks over and sees Demetrius. Ah, you're back.
And Demetrius will glare at her and says, no thanks to you.
What's that mean?
You could have warned me that Helios was the dragon that killed my family.
He was? As she kind of holds up her hand to her chest.
And Demetrius will roll his eyes and says, well, I suppose I should thank you for helping me find him, but unfortunately he broke his oath and he was taken to the Oathbreaker Island.
Ah, before you could kill him, huh?
Yes, but the weapon
Pity.
worked wonders.
Of course it does. And Vulcan will say, alright, come in. I know you'll have things to ask me and whatnot, so come on in.
And as Vulcan says that, Demetrius says, come on guys! And hundreds of crew members come carrying copper dragon blood parts, chimera parts, wings, a giant orb of star metal. There's just a procession of crewmen carrying so much materials into Vulcan's forge.
And he goes, holy shit, put those over there, put that there, put this over there. You can put the gold with me, put that there. As he's like directing where everything goes. And he says, you finally come for some material, I'm assuming, yeah?
Yeah. Hopefully you can work with the stuff.
Oh, I can work with some of that, of course. What exactly is it that you need/want?
And I will turn to Arcadia and I'll say, you needed some weapon? I don't have anything myself. Here's for.
And she would ask Vulcan if he got her note and her gold.
I did, and seems like you're a bunch of gold short.
Yes, and she has some more to give him. So she has 8,000 that she can give him more. So that's up to 13 now.
And he looks at all this massive amounts of gold, and he says, and "That's it. You don't want with all this other gold here?"
And she says that doesn't belong to me.
He cocks his head and looks over.
How much are you short, Arcadia?
Did you take the 2,500 that I'm holding for you?
No, actually, she should take that. So she can give him 10,000.
Right, so I'm giving you 2,500 back.
Okay, hold on. Let me end this before I get too confused.
You should be at 15.5, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if they'll buy anything, but we got a lot of gems and stuff in the party sheet.
Buy no. If it requires like usage and stuff, they will take them.
So, Arcadia, did you need the Orb of Star Metal for your weapon?
No, she already gave.
Okay,
Because
so
I
we
already
still
gave
have
it.
an orb then.
We have a giant orb. I don't know, and it seems like it was massive. The one that we found in the ocean.
Yeah, the one Corbin could barely.
I would
pick up.
gather the party, and I would say, you know, there are some things that we can make with this giant orb. And what do you guys think about getting a Wheel of Fortune?
What's that?
I have no idea.
She says that sounds like a deck of many things. It sounds like something where there's luck involved. There's something else
I don't
that's
know.
more.
When you say
Well,
that, usually enough, I get the image of an old man giving out prizes. I don't know why.
And a hot blonde turning letters over.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know where these images are coming from.
Well, that's just one suggestion, I guess. I thought it'd be interesting. See what it does. Maybe it's
It
like
might
super
be
powerful.
interesting.
And she says, I think probably a wand of the War Mage might be more useful to us than something
Can't we
that
just have
involves
him?
fortune.
We can make a dragon wand +3. Should be the same, right? Just cost more gold, I guess.
We don't have
Plus,
anything that
he
can
already
make
has
armor,
that
do we?
staff. What did you say?
We don't have any parts to make armor with, right?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, can he make?
I will put a
no.
screenshot of all the materials that we have in the party sheet.
Wheel of Fortune might be cool. Can we ask Vulcan what is the Wheel of Fortune? What does that do?
And he says, "Spin the wheel and find out."
I think we should do it. Do we each get a spin on the wheel if we make it?
Arcadia
like-
says, I do not believe in luck.
Well, I think that is something that the entire party should be aboard with spending our orb on, if we want to do that. In the party sheet, you guys have the list of items that I have kept track of, and this is the binder that you can use to compare the items to items. that Vulcan can craft. I don't think we can. We don't have many options. I think we can maybe craft the +3 wand for graphic with the dragon bones.
Yes, but I'm not really one of those fruity wizards that use wands. I just get the idea of like a small child in like wizard school or something. Just not appealing.
Okay.
All right. So you would forego
No, Caesar.
+3 to your attacks because it makes you look like a child.
Oh,
It is graphic.
I would.
when you say it like that, it makes me sound
Oh.
petty.
Hold on, it is 20,000 gold. That is a pretty big expense too.
Yeah. I'm liking this Wheel of Fortune idea.
I'm done with that too.
Me too.
But I am still curious. Is like, does everyone spin the wheel? Does one person get to spin the wheel? How does that work?
I will ask Vulcan. When you make the wheel, can we only use it once? Can we use it as much as we want?
Once a day.
Ooh, once a day.
Ooh.
Before we decide on any, like, what are some of the things? this
Discord
wheel
for
can-
all the options.
What is the wheel? What are some of the options the wheel can land on?
We don't know.
Well, surely Vulcan will have an idea. Are they all positive things?
I doubt it.
He says, spin the wheel and find out.
Vulcan, please, come on, man. We're trying to save your life here. Remember, we had that vision where the Titans kill your ass. We only have one orb to spend.
I say we do it once a day. That's great then.
Graphic, what do you think?
I didn't really gather any of the materials, so it's really up to you.
No, it's up to all of us. Arcadia, what do you think?
She says, if you want to make it, you make it, but I will not spin the wheel. It is too much like, I think it's like that. Fortune is, to me, it's like that deck of cards that Camos picked.
Alright. So you are okay if we choose to craft it, but you don't want to use it, pretty much.
Correct.
Alright.
Because I don't see anything else that we can make with an orb, unless is there anything that's not on this list that we can make with that orb of star metal? She would ask Vulcan.
And he gives you a deadpan stare.
Does Vulcan sell any like mundane magic items, or only these super craftable ones?
Only the craftable ones.
Arcadia, have you given Vulcan everything you need for the sword?
No.
What more does he need?
Well, she's giving him, I think it's right now 10,500. So if she's given him an additional 10,500, then she needs. Let me look at my notes.
One expensive sword.
15. Well, what is it? 9,500? Is that what you're coming up with in Gorgio?
For the weapon you wanted?
Well, yeah.
It's
I mean,
20. It's 20.
Oh, it's 20.
Mhm.
No, you had originally said 25. I think maybe you were adding some markup.
Before we finalize that, does it have to be a sword, or can you reflavor it into some kind of bow for her?
No, that's what I sent in the note.
Oh.
Well, that's what you have to
And
ask. That's what you have to ask and talk to Vulcan about.
Yeah, I would not leave here without that sword or weapon being completely crafted, no matter what money you need to borrow from us, because
Well,
I
it's
don't
going
think
to take
we'll
11.
have that many. Yeah.
Well, it's going to take 11 days, so we're not going
Exactly.
to leave with it today. So
No,
she
but-
asked if he got the note and said, I don't know. Is this something that Pythor needs to use? Because when I thought about my prophecy, it says to forge the weapon that he could never wield. And implies to me that he needs to wield it. So if it needs to be one of those two things, or if it's something that I need to wield, then neither of those things are particularly helpful to me. I mean, they are somewhat helpful to me, but I
If
can't
you
really
ask
use them in
me,
battle. No, I'm
I
not
should
asking
take-
you. I'm asking Volkan.
Okay.
And he says, "It is yours. It is not his."
Okay, then she says, is it possible to craft it into something that I can use with my bolt?
And so he says, "Well, I have something for that." He says, "You can have this lovely blade," and I'm trying to find a picture, but of course I can't. Actually, give me a second. Let me see. Check on this.
Jesus.
Yeah, I can't find a freaking picture of it. But he holds up this sword or this blade and says, "With this, you have the lots of power and even maybe some divine wishes in it. But I try to do what you have asked into making it into a bow, and I just cannot. But if a bow is what you are after, I have this." He'll motion to this. That's it's like halfway done.
Corbin will take a look at that too. What is this?
And he says, and he ignores Corbin, and says, and says, "With this, you can make this is what we call an oath bow."
I know exactly what weapon he's making.
And she says, does that mean I need to swear an oath?
No. And you hear, like, if you're anywhere near it, you hear that seems to be emanating from the bow itself.
She doesn't understand what it says. And she says something. She tries to talk to it, but in a different language. She tries Sylvan and says, "Can you repeat?" Or she'll try it in different languages, Sylvan or Common. Any response?
No.
Does everyone hear this, or just Arcadia?
Whomever is around it.
Okay.
Corbin
Does
doesn't know
anybody-
that
Some
language.
magic that would. Oh yeah.
If Gravik's close by to it, does he hear it, or like is he around close
Yeah.
enough?
Yeah.
I could cast comprehend language, see if I can understand what it's saying.
Sure.
Okay.
He'll take a moment and do that, and he'll listen again to see what the bow says.
Okay. I will message you.
I think this bow is very suited to you, Arcadia.
She says, "Why?"
He kind of rubs the back of his neck. It seems to have a similar personality to your own.
And then she says, "Do I need to speak this language?"
Let me see. Can't really speak. I think this might be Elvish. Not sure though. I don't think it can understand me, but I can understand it, kinda. Yeah, can you say something else, Bo?
His name is Bo.
I don't know what its name is.
The bow does not respond.
But seems to have a thing for defeating its enemies swiftly.
And she says, but if I can't use it, if I can't activate it, is this, and she says to Vulcan, is this something I would be able to use if I attuned to it, even if I don't speak this language?
Yes.
Oh, so I can use this if I attune to it.
Might just be spouting gibberish at you as it does, but sure that won't get annoying.
And she says to Gravik, but what did you say it says? What does it do? It's death?
Its exact words, it was swift defeat to my enemies.
Well, she likes that idea.
Give you
Then
a
she
left
would
blade
say-
or a bow.
Yes, I would like that. And is it still 20,000?
Yes.
So it looks like I am short right now 4,500, correct?
And he looks at you and nods.
I can easily loan you that money.
And she says to Corbin, and she gives the Amazon bow to him and says, I would be most grateful.
Alright, I will give Arcadia 4,500.
Okay.
And she hands it to Volcon.
All right. And he holds the money behind his people and says, "Finish it." As it's not finished, but they weren't going to finish something without the money.
Once Gravik was satisfied that he did the translating and everyone was happy, he's gonna start perusing the half-finished light armor category.
Do we have a
In the meantime, I'll give Nico a little nudge and I'll say, don't forget all the gems for the Pegasus bridle that you want to craft here.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to dig those out. So Nico looks for them.
Vulcan, was it?
And he looks at Gravik and says, "Hang on, I'm talking to Nico here."
Right.
And he says, "Yes, Master Dwarf."
I have these ingredients for a Pegasus bridle.
Ooh.
You think you can make it for me?
You have the 2,000 gems. 2,000 gold worth of gems.
I think I do.
And the 200 gold to be made?
Of course.
Alright, hand it over.
Excuse me. Which gems were they? I can't remember.
It's gems up to 2,000 gold, so any amount.
There's a bunch of them in the party sheet.
In the party sheet, yeah.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to take those out.
Arcadia would go over to Nico and say, this is from Queen Darien. And she would hand him a gem, unless he wants to go looking in those gems.
Just you can take the ones from the party sheet.
Okay.
Excuse me.
30, 60,
So,
60, 110,
our graphic, you go.
110, 120, 120, 220. Oh, actually, yeah, he'll Oh, he looks at the emerald rings and he takes both of the emerald rings and says, "Okay, that's all I need." And then 200 gold, Nico, and he says it will be done in 3 days.
And she would ask, when will the bow be done? After
3 days.
How many days do we have before the peace ends?
14.
Graphic, did you want to buy something?
I'm just curious about your light armor. Something leather?
Do you have the ingredients?
What ingredients do you require for something like that?
Light armor, Minotaur hide, or Empyrean skin.
Do we have any of those?
Nope.
No.
Is there anywhere we can get some Minotaur hide?
Probably in
Mitros.
Mitros, because there's a slavery.
Oh,
Wow, you're gonna go buy some Minotaurs? Is that what you're getting at?
that's unfortunate, but
No,
if
meaning
they-
that they probably died. They probably,
yes.
Demetrius
Well,
killed several.
that is a real possible. I guess we could go. How far away is that?
Corbin's not very happy about that idea. He's been trying to save the Minotaurs.
It's if they have a hide there, not good to let it go to waste.
Well, what you could do, for example, is maybe send a messenger to buy you some hides, or
Yeah,
you could
how
also
long-
ask.
How long would that normally take?
Y'all are where the party token is? You actually sailed past Mutros coming up here, so.
I guess we could. Where can I get a messenger to go do that?
And they look at, he looks over, Vulcan looks over at Arcadia and looks at Nyx.
Would Nyx be able to carry a few things of Minotaur hide?
is she strong enough to carry that?
She might could be. But keep in mind she can, she might could be. I don't see why not. Wait, no, she's small. She's tiny,
Yeah.
so no.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't think so.
No, she couldn't.
I
But
don't know.
Did we have this messenger guy?
Well, we need to go to Mitros. Well, Arcadia needs to buy stuff. Actually, she'll ask Vulcan. Do you have any just regular bolts here?
And he scoffs at that idea.
Yeah, she needs to buy bolts. She needs to go to Mitros or Astoria or someplace.
Well, we can
to
take
buy
a break
bolts.
at Mitros if we are going to the blacksmith anyway. I assume we need to sail out to the sea, so we're going to be bypassing Mitros anyway, right?
Or we can stop by Astoria because that's where things will be cheaper. So she'd be happy to go, or whatever is easiest. Because is Astoria by
Astoria's
water?
close.
Astoria's closer. But keep in mind, Astoria doesn't have as big of a selection as Mitros.
Yeah,
But
but
they will have
bolts
bolts.
should be easy. Bolts should
Yeah.
be easy.
Yeah.
True, but not
I don't
Minotaur
need any-
hides.
Yeah, they won't have the Minotaur hides, and they won't have any other magical items if we're looking for that.
Right. Okay. So
Corbin can't use any of these fancy items.
But also keep in mind, going to Mitros, there's probably going to be a markup.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
not probably going to be a markup. There's going to be a markup.
We've
if we fill them
bypassed that
up,
before. Or we disguise ourselves or something. But was that all you wanted to discuss with him, Graphic?
One more thing. You wouldn't happen to have any objects in the shape of with a dragon engraved on them, would you? Worth around 500 gold?
And he just looks at you.
You'd be able to make something?
If you have the items, I can make it.
Okay, I don't really have. I guess, can you, I don't know, beat a piece of metal until it's in the shape of a dragon, but out of a metal that's worth around 500 gold.
And he looks at you and... If you want something simple made, son, go to a forge. And if you want the god to make you something, you're the place to be.
Okay, if you're not able to do anything like precise, I understand. Okay.
What?
And,
Oh,
uh,
hello, Steve. Hello,
away.
Steve.
And
Demetrius will put his hand on Graphic's shoulder and shake his head. And give him a subtle hint not to push it this way.
Channeling his inner Steve.
yes, he is. You saw what happened to him.
And he will whisper to Graphic, Vulcan, I don't think he's going to appreciate you talking about his skills. He might get violent with you, so be careful.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I was just trying to goad him into doing it, but I suppose.
Just buy one at Mitros.
Okay. Fine.
Could we pick up the harpy harp and the tunic, the vine tunic?
Yes. Do we pay for
So
it?
does, yeah.
And fine.
I will ask him what the Medusa helm does.
And he looks and... Well... It might help, oh, where's that? Hang on. It might be able to, do what the Medusa does.
Does anybody want a Medusa helm? I'll take one, I guess.
Arcadia thinks about it. She thinks it's weird to her. It's the mark of an Amazon trader. On the other hand, she doesn't know.
I'll give him a Medusa head and the 50 gold to get one.
Okay.
I also have a few things I want to acquire. I want to give him some Pegasus blood. Hang on.
Sorry. Hang on.
Then Arcadia just says, "Fuck it." She says she'll ask him to make one then as well.
I'll give him 2
Make
Medusa
what?
heads.
Okay.
The Medusa helm. So she'll give you 50 gold.
I got this one, so I'll give him 100 gold.
Okay. And then he looks over at Demetrius.
I'll give him some Pegasus blood and I'll ask him to make me a potion of stamina.
Where'd you get Pegasus blood from?
Yeah, where'd you get
we
that?
have it. We got assassins sent after us on a black Pegasus, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Did you get the blood? I mean, you didn't kill it. You let it go. Did you just
no, I harvested the blood in the hair before I let it go.
Oh.
You can look back at the recording.
Yeah, look back at the recording.
I would
It's
like
sus.
2 stamina potions with for 100 gold.
So you want 2 potions of stamina?
Yes. And I also want a wand of the War Mage +1 for 50 gold. Times 2.
Demetrius is gonna use a wand? That's very sus.
No, I'm gonna sell it in Mitros.
Oh. You never sell things for more than you can make it for.
Yeah, so 2 wands of the War Mage and 2 stamina potions.
Are we not building the wheel, I guess?
We are. This is like super cheap anyway. I mean, it's a waste to... What the hell is a Chimera Kite?
Chimera chitin?
No,
What is
Chimera
that?
Kite.
Kite?
Yeah, from the wings.
Chimera.
I assume it's some kind of slow fall item. We don't need that. Chimera dragon heads. Dragon.
It's a trident.
Trident, yeah. You can make a chimera trident.
It's for
And-
underwater fight.
And Vulcan starts tapping his foot.
And last but not least, the dragon. Oh shit, we needed a dragon breath pouch. What does a... Oh no, we don't have the wings.
I thought we had dragon wings.
Yeah, we should have. We told him.
We definitely took the
we
dragon
took
wings.
the
We got in
wings?
trouble
Yeah.
for that.
For sure, we took the wings. Yeah, because we got in trouble because Corbin went by himself over to. Somebody went by themselves over, and that's when Pythar got really mad. Or just like.
Oh, I think that was the chimera dragon wings, right? Or was it the copper
No, no,
ones?
that
No, that was the
dragon wing.
copper.
Oh, then
that
I
was the
noted
copper.
it down wrong. All right. What does a cloak of dragon flight do? I will ask Vulcan.
Well, what do dragon wings typically do?
Let you fly,
And he kind of cocks his head.
and then I think I'll turn to either Graphic or Arcadia and say I already have the chariot, but I
I could,
highly recommend.
I
you
could
buy
use
a
something.
cloak
I
of
don't have
dragon.
anything to fly with.
Okay. Whoever has 1,750 gold.
Alright, I'll fork it over.
Okay.
Of course, if I do that, we not be able to afford the wheel, but...
And Arcadia,
How much was it? 1,000 what?
750.
Okay.
Yeah, 1750.
Arcadia, you can make magical dragon arrows here for 50 gold a pop if you want. And bolts as well. +1 damage and +1 attack.
Where's that?
And, it's the dragon arrow / bolt +1 or +2 +3. And we have about 12 dragon teeth, so you can make about 12 of those if you want.
I'm also carrying around 10 arrows +1. But I'll probably use those.
I'm still trying to find those.
And whilst Arcadia is figuring that out, let's do the Wheel of Fortune. So I gather the party and I say, let's have the Wheel of Fortune made. Who wants to be spinning it? Because then that person will have to contribute equally.
Quick question. You're saying, what did I need to get up with these bolts? It says a hippogriff feather or a griffin feather, a hydra tooth, or a rock feather. I don't see any dragon stuff. Oh, you're talking about the dragon arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. What is...
I mean, it could be useful when you have to fight Hexia.
Right.
Oh, I have a question. Are all these things that have to be attuned?
Most of them, yeah.
That's a problem.
So Corbin, you were in on the wheel?
Yeah.
Nico, are you in on the wheel?
Nico had to step away. He's not feeling well.
Okay, well, he said earlier he was in, so... Graphic, and you can listen that back in the recording if you want, Engorgio. Graphic, are you in on the wheel?
How much exactly?
That depends on if you're in or not. I
much
think
if
if
I'm
you're in,
in?
it's gonna cost you 5,000 gold.
Kind of want to spend that money on other things that could be useful.
Okay, but if you don't pay, you don't get to spin.
Can I perhaps pay you per spin if I ever find the need that I want to or desire?
No. That's
No.
that's annoying to do and keep track of, and yeah.
Also sounds like he just wants to see what it does first before he forks over
exactly.
any money.
If you choose not to contribute now, you don't get to spin.
I guess I can live with
Wow. Wow.
All right, so it's 6,666 gold for each of us three. Do we have that?
I have it.
I think Nico has it. Let's
Nico
see.
said earlier that he
Yeah,
was in, by the way.
I know, Dan. I'm looking to see if he has the money. Which he does. Okay.
You said 6,600 and what?
666.
Oh, yeah. It's a moral imperative. We do it now.
All right, I will also contribute that amount, and together it should be 20k. And then the Orb of Star Metal.
Corbin's Brook.
But didn't I actually help get the star medal?
And
easily?
actually,
Yes,
when
he
you-
did.
Hang on.
That's why-
Hang on. When you're giving over the money, Vulcan takes it all and he looks at Demetrius and says, "You're 2 gold short."
I'll give him 2 gold extra.
Anyways, okay, back
What a
to
cheapskate. You give him 20,000 gold, he's worried about 2.
I mean, Demetrius, to be fair, I may not be contributing in the manufacturing of it, but I made sure that we got the.
You don't pay, you don't get to spin.
Okay, then
Yeah,
I want
but
my
he-
share. I want
Yeah,
my share of
he
the star medal.
Okay.
To take all the star medals and make the wheel?
Shave a bit off if you want.
No, but how much is that orb of star metal worth? That giant orb of star metal worth? And then he should take his share out of that. I mean, technically,
you can get 2 things out of it.
Okay, so we still have one thing of star metal left. That can be Gravik's.
So split in half and give Gravik a part of it.
No. That if Gravik wants to be that specific, then we're going to be specific about his portion as well.
Gravik's gonna cross his arms. Just give me the opportunity to pay for it later.
Fine. Tell you what. Let's see the difference that we had to pay for you. If you give each of us, Corbin, myself, Nico, 1,666 gold, then you can spin it.
Okay, I'll see about giving you that at a later date, but right now I need to save up money for scrolls and armor.
All right.
Fine.
So make sure to
Agreed.
note it down. 1.
Okay. And and Vulcan says, "May the he starts laughing. he says, "This will be 9 days."
All right. Vulcan, you are the god of the forge. Do you happen to know about the messenger/delivery service on Thylia?
Then he looks at you.
Is there some possibility that when the time is up, you can have items shipped to us in some way?
And he
Because
looks
it takes us like 3 times to come back to this forge every time, so it's a bit of a problem.
and he says, "Well, some of them, sure, but some of those is going to be quite heavy."
All right. Well, you are a god. Do you know of any magic that can perhaps teleport us between your forge and the ship, or is there some portal that you can send items through, or?
I mean, I'm sure there are, but I am no wizard. As he looks at Gravik.
And Amitrus also looks at Gravik. Do you have some way?
Notice at first, and then he just gonna, as he does, he just like, "What? I told you I'm
Well-
not that kind of wizard."
Well, what do you need to become that kind of wizard?
I'll try and find a scroll of teleportation when we get back to civilization and not this dusty forge.
Okay, remember that because we're going to Mitros.
If we find a Yugoloth heart, we can get a gem of teleportation.
All right. Has everyone bought what they wanted to buy?
I bought a lot I didn't want to buy. I wasn't coming to buy anything, and I spent all my gold.
yeah, it's like typical. He got to the market, and that actually, Arcadia is going to. She'll ask to have a couple of dragons arrows made. What Is platinum again 2 gold?
10, isn't it? 1 platinum, 10 gold.
I believe so.
Okay, so we have 12. It looks like we have 12 dragon's teeth. And she would, for dragon arrows, that would be 600. If she made all of them into dragon bolts.
Yes.
Arcadia, one moment. We are about to buy this oath bow, right? If you go for bolts now, you won't be able to shoot.
Oh shoot!
them with
You're
the
right. Oath
bow.
bows. It didn't even occur to me. Crap.
Maybe you can ask him to make some arrows and have them delivered together with the bow.
Okay.
If you want, of course. Reminding you.
Yeah, maybe she'll just have.
Or half and half.
Right. Oh, interesting. It didn't even occur to me. Crossbow versus hand crossbow versus a bow. Okay, so she'll ask to have probably just have. She's just gonna have. She asked Vulcan, "What's the difference between a dragon bolt and a bolt? Is the dragon bolt more effective against dragons, like it sounds?"
He will not respond to that.
Sounds like an answer to me.
Does Corbin know anything about such things?
No.
Maybe you can just buy like, I don't know, 5 or something.
Well, I don't know when we're coming back here, so since we're gonna have those teeth, you might as well just make them all. So if I give you, does he take platinum pieces?
Yeah, he will.
Okay, so I'll give you 44 platinum pieces, which is 440, and then an additional 160 gold to have all those 12 teeth made into dragon +1 dragon arrows.
Arrows.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one last thing before we leave. Does Nico have Goodberry on his spell list?
I don't think so. Let me look. Well, I mean, he would have it, right? Like, cause he's a cleric.
My idea was to make some satyr wine. Then when we encounter like an important character, we can give them some satyr wine, and it will be like a diplomacy thing. So I was gonna ask him to cast me some good berries.
Oh, he doesn't have it on his list now.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he'd say, I can do it, but it'd take me a day.
Okay. No, then never mind. Because I saw that the satyr's wine was on here for 10 good berries.
Yeah, he doesn't have it on his.
I'll ask him the
What
following.
does it do?
Exactly. So I'll ask him, Vulcan, can you give us the recipe for the satyr's wine?
Actually, I'm looking that up. That
Yeah,
is.
I'm not even seeing it on the thing.
And he says, he kind of scratches his head. Well, I know that is I know that's a recipe, and I know that can be done, but we kind of lost it. AKA, I don't have that book.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind then. Okay, very well. I thought it was like some RP thing that was part of the campaign or something.
Honestly, it might be, but I don't have that book. Like that's
Okay,
that's one of the few things I don't have.
Well, if everyone is done here, we can go to Mitros with the ship. I have updated all of the ingredients that we have spent. I'll remove the dragon teeth now.
Yeah, make sure all the items are gone, all the gold is gone that you have spent.
Yeah, I have. All of the items that are in the Ultras sheet now are still the items that we have.
And I have my thing updated. Okay, so Vulcan will say, "All right, so where are you heading to next?" And then the place after that, so maybe my person can hopefully find you.
We will be heading to the constellation of the blacksmith.
And he kind of nods his head. Okay.
And before that, we will send you a message where we will go after that. When we have arrived there and we have made a choice, we will send you an animal.
And he nods. Okay.
And I will ask Nico to prepare that next session.
I mean, how long will that animal message get over there fast enough?
I think it's a
Take a
spell that just sends someone a message, right?
No, it uses an animal to send the message, so it takes as long as the animal takes.
It takes 50 miles per 24 hours, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so yeah,
we're
that's
never
too
gonna
slow.
get any information. We should tell him where we're going next. That's never gonna happen. Considering we have no idea where we go when the Ultros takes us and flies through the stars and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I guess Mitros and then the blacksmith. Because after that, we haven't decided yet.
Well, we can decide now and just tell him. And he said either go to the Titan or the Dreamer, is what he told Gravik.
If I'm listening to those names, those sound like Lutheria and Sidon. To me.
Yeah.
Because Lutheria is the Lady of Dreams, which I assume is the Dreamer.
I say we go to the Titan. I want to learn more about Sidon.
All right, but I mean, if we decide that now and we go to the Titan and it's like Sidon's throne.
Then we'll just have to kick his ass.
Well, I mean, that's what Zymor said. Zymor said.
I guess so.
that-
I get okay.
He
Well-
said first the blacksmith, and I'm trying to find it. He said he was talking to Gravik.
And Gorgio, can we decide that out of the session and just say that we said that
Yeah.
right here?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that then. And then we can go to Mitros.
I just need to know by next time.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for in Mitros? Minotaur?
Graphic wanted to buy Minotaur hides and it's on their way to the open sea, so we had to bypass Mitros anyway. And I want to
Still
hire
not
some
very
people
happy about
to
that.
spread fame for us.
You still have money left?
Hell yeah, I still got like 10k.
Oh, Jesus. Corbin spent all his
No, I
money.
have 2,000 gold in me. I have about 9,000 gold.
Look at Grant. No, I'm not going to say nothing.
And like, are we on our way there?
Yeah. So we're heading to Mitros.
Vengeance is quite angry with Corbin for spending all our gold.
No, she's pouting.
Vengeance, or not Vengeance, Aziz is sitting on top of his pile and he looks at Gravik and... More?
I'm afraid not, but I have some errands to run. Depending on how much I have left over, I will add accordingly to your pile.
You can have some gold from me if you want, Gravik.
No, we can't spoil him. He can't learn to have everything that he wants.
Oh, and then I will give Corbin a scolding look, and I will say very loudly, "Well done, Gravik. Someone is actually teaching their dragon some manners."
And
I will have
Aziz,
Vengeance try to paralyze him.
And if
What was
Amitros
that?
could
What did
talk,
you
he would
say?
say, "That is precisely what I mean," but he can't.
You can't, you're paralyzed.
Alright, Mitros. Oh god, I'm not saying this right now, I just hope they don't do what I think they're going to do.
Dock there, I would approach Electrion and I would ask
Okay.
for my halberd back.
Then Electron, you don't even have to find him. You see him pass out on deck, and he's giving it a hug.
I would walk over to him, and does he have his jug on him?
Of course, with the death grip.
Oh, he's also holding it. I would grab some water and splash it on him.
And he said, and he, as he's laying, bad times next week. Go away.
I would try to slap him awake.
Ow!
And I would ask him, brother, wake up. We have arrived at Mitros.
So,
Remember when I told you a few days ago, or when we met, that you would have to make a choice on what you want to do in life and where you want to go, and that I would send you off to the mainland?
that's right. You want to kick me off the ship with no money or anything to my name. That's
Certainly
right.
not. And Amitrius holds out a bag with 1,000 gold for him.
Okay.
And he will say, I want you to take this money, and I want you to go out there in the world, and I want you to try and find yourself, to do what you want, to become the man you want to be. And if you ever want to adventure together or travel together in a serious way, and you want to fight by my side or whatever, all you need to do is send me a message, and I will come to you.
And he grabs the money and the jug, and as he's walking off, he looks at the dock keep. Where's the nearest pub?
And Amitrius, he will
He does
sigh, and he will say, I will ask him, are you going to stay in Mitros, brother?
I don't know. Maybe I'll try to take up my father's mantle.
Do you want to leave here? What have you figured it out yet?
And he looks at you and says, all I care about is the next drink right now, because you killed my father.
And Amitrius, he will look sad for a moment, and he will say, if there's any trouble, if there's anything you need, I want us to be a family, he says.
But you killed our father.
I didn't. I wanted to.
Well,
I was
you know,
willing to.
you know who killed our father, but you wouldn't tell me, so I can enact our revenge.
Demetrius,
That is right.
You have to let people go. He's obviously a lost soul, not worthy of your time.
And Amitrius, he will glare at Graphic, and he will say, he is my brother. And
Yes,
he will take
and-
out Steris's mechanical dog, and he will activate it, and he will say, stay with Electrion and protect him.
Right.
And he will say, good luck, brother. Remember, whatever you want, I will come to your side. And he will try to hug his brother, but see if Electrion allows it.
No.
Okay. And he will say, hopefully we'll meet again.
So we're doing away with the doggo.
Yeah, I've put it in the party sheet, and I'll also do away with the alchemy jug.
Yeah. Alright. Doggo, alchemy jug. Wait. And as you guys are disembarking, people start coming up. The heroes! The heroes are back! They're here!
I thought they didn't like us. Didn't they practically run us out of town last time?
Yep.
Fame changes people's opinions of you. In Gorgio, I don't know if I would have had time of. Arcadia would have taken a moment to go out by the lake, and just, the lake by the forge.
Okay.
And just, Anyway, it wouldn't take very long. But if we're in Mitros, it's fine.
No, that's fine. I think you're going to do the same thing you did last time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what I will do is I will spend my time in Mitros, flying around on my Chariot of Dawn. And I want to like land in the square and tell stories about heroism and pay people to spread our fame across the land.
Animal handling check.
The death
I
of
have to
Demetrius.
be very good at these. Here goes, guys. I'm either gonna go straight into the sky or
Whoa!
This is what you get for talking shit. So you get on and it takes off and everyone's ooh ah, and then zoom straight up into the air.
And you swear, but you're not sure because he was pretty high up. But you swear you could have heard a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, before heading off to find the slave market, is gonna like look up at this and just like, I'm sure he's gonna be fine. He's gonna start walking away.
Where's Featherfall when you need it?
What was that?
Where is Featherfall when you need it?
Yeah,
That's 6, 7.
but no, when it gets to the oh shit.
Well, hold on. You don't fall when the horses go into the sky. You just go 90 feet up into a straight line.
I know. That's not for that. That's for something else.
God damn! I almost thought that because it's about to break all his hooves.
When Gravik gets to the slave market, does he find any place selling Minotaur hide?
Yes.
Okay, he'll try and haggle to get 2 sets of Minotaur hides.
Okay.
So how much would that? How much are they offering for that right now?
The guy looks at you and says, "Ah, you came on the Ultros, right?
That's correct.
Awesome. Well, I can do Minotaur hides for you for 8 gold each."
That sounds fair. Here, and he'll give the 8 gold and take the Minotaur hides.
Okay. They are in party sheet in 1 moment.
Oh, I was just gonna type that in, but
They're in party sheet.
So tell me, is there any magic shops around that sell scrolls?
Yeah, there's a few.
Good. Would you be able to tell me the locations?
He points down, points over here and over there. I don't have the Mitros map right now. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so he'll nod and start heading towards the closest one that he suggested. And you said it was 8 each?
Yeah, yes. So 16
Okay.
total. And as you leave the shop, you see Demetrius fly by on the chariot, tossing money out, and then all of a sudden you see it go straight up into the air again. And people ooh and ah.
Ravik will just keep his mouth shut, not wanting to ruin the spectacle and let everyone know that that's not what he probably has in mind, as Demetrius just goes flying randomly. But he'll start heading towards the magic shop, just kind of shaking his head.
Alright. You get to the magic shop.
Okay, he'll start looking for a scroll of teleportation circle.
And you find one, and it's kind of a shady place, and the guy says, what can I do for you?
I'm looking to purchase this, he's gonna say as he takes the scroll off the shelf and hands it towards him.
Certainly. You came on the Ultros, correct?
That is correct.
Nice. Well, for you, my friend, how about
You shouldn't have said that, dude.
how about 3,000? How about 3,000 gold?
That sounds a little steep. Is there a particular reason you're selling it? Like, actually,
Well,
should I do a check to see if like that sounds extremely overpriced?
Sure.
What do you want for that?
Deception. Or not deception, insight.
Insight? Okay. You want it in the tower?
Yeah. You aren't that sure. You think, I mean, you never really bought spells before, so you think that might be reasonable.
He'll like look at the scroll and just like, it's a little more than I'm willing to spend. I'll try my luck elsewhere, but thank you. And he'll put the scroll back and head towards one of the other. He's gonna look for a nicer looking spell shop this time.
Okay. And you find another one a little bit farther down.
Again, he'll look for a scroll of teleportation circle.
And you find one.
He'll pick it up and walk to the counter like, I wish to buy this.
And this beautiful woman looks at you and says, you're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm not.
You must be one of the heroes that came on the Ultros.
Yes, that is correct. I just got in just a few hours ago.
Nice.
Damn it.
Well,
No.
I think for this, how about 3,200?
Why? Surely you can do better than that. That sounds pretty steep.
Well, as you can tell, this is the only one I have, and I know my my compatriot down the way, he probably has one as well. But you know, they're in rare form.
3,000. You like keep looking. You look at the scroll and just like pondering to himself.
Did you leave alone, by the way, Graphic?
Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah. Then no one already can tell him.
Perhaps I could barter. I have a potion of divination.
No, I'm not buying. I just sell.
I see. Well, he'll like open up his coin pouch and just look at it. 3,000.
3,200. How about 231?
Okay. For the group, I guess. And he'll part with his coin. Let's see, 31.
Okay. And that is in party sheet.
Okay, give me a sec. Just need to...
What?
Mark that off. Okay, so he'll take that and then he'll like, by the way, do you have a scroll of identify?
Identify, of course.
How much will that cost me? He's like asked, kind of flinching as he does.
For you, 100 gold.
Oh, okay, that sounds fair. And he'll pay the 100.
Alright, it's in party sheet.
What is that?
The sound of someone flying towards the sun, maybe?
Yeah.
And as you're buying this, you hear the crowd going wild as they're starting to chant Demetrius.
And he just kind of like shakes his head and just like, well, at least he's still alive.
And she says, "Oh, is that the great Demetrius?"
It's Demetrius, yes.
And she says, "I hear he's a mighty hero." And she says, anything else I can do for you, my friend? Ooh, excuse me. Uh-oh, did I lose you?
Oh, was I muted there?
Yeah, I asked if there's anything else, and then I didn't hear anything.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look at to see if there's any other spells I might want, if anyone else wants to do something.
Corbin would disguise himself and sneak into town and see if he could find the Minotaurs and see if any of them are interested in being free or not, or if they're still committed to being slaves.
Okay. You go down to the Minotaur camp, and as you're going to the camp, you see two guards standing outside of their new little town.
And I sneak past them.
Give me a stealth?
Tower?
Yes, sir. So as you're starting to sneak, one of them kind of looks in your direction, and as he starts looking, Ametris flies right by the chariot, and the attention goes up to them, and you're able to run in there.
Alright. I will carefully continue looking around for some Minotaurs that might have interest in not being slaves.
Yeah, you start looking around. You see some children and women. You don't see many male Minotaurs anymore, but one of the children. Please, sir. Please, coin for your troubles.
I'll give him a gold.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I'll ask him, I'll say, I'll whisper to him, are there any Minotaurs that wish to be free still?
Free? It would be nice. I know they took they took my dad not too long ago, and they promised that we would get money, but we never got any money, and now we are on the streets.
Why are they taking the Minotaurs? Why are there so few male Minotaurs left?
Slavery, sir.
I hear they even sell their skin. It's terrible.
And you see the boy start crying.
Who would buy such a thing? And I'll spit on the ground.
Please,
you'd have to be really despicable.
I agree. What are you here to buy?
Well, I don't need very much. I'm a man of little needs, but I am looking for a 20 squares game if you know of someone that sells one. Or has a used one for sale.
And he cheers up a little bit, and he says, "Well, I don't know if it'd be much use, but you could maybe buy mine."
Sure.
Okay.
How much do you need for it?
However much you think it's worth. And he pulls out like a very crudely made 20 squares game.
I will give him 17 gold for it.
And his eyes open wide. He says, "Sir, I can't. That's way too much."
I would say, take it and let your people know that, and I'll whisper in his ears and kind of let my disguise down for a minute to show him that I'm Corbin. I said, let him know that the hero Corbin is on their side if they want my help.
Corbin the Just.
Then I will sneak my way back to the booth.
Okay.
Unless somebody finds me. I'll hang out for a little bit just to see if anybody finds me, but...
Well, if you're disguised, I don't think they would. And you see Demetrius as he's flying by. He has a big old grin on his face, and then you see it turn into fear as he flies straight up in the air again.
Or it makes a mental note. to be wary of traveling with Demetrius.
You'll be fine.
And
Safety harness required.
and Arcadia is what is she doing?
She is making sure she is not followed, and she goes to the black market.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I need to mention to you guys that this chariot is really obnoxious because it burns with a painfully radiant light in a 60-foot radius. So
it's like the sun flying around.
exactly, it's like it's a pretty wild scene.
All right.
I
Arcadia.
can imagine that people watching it. It's like when you stare at something and then like you close your eyes, you see like the stuff in the when your eyes are closed, you still see the stuff like floating around in there.
Like staring at the sun. All right. Arcadia gets to the black market.
She's looking around for a place to buy stuff.
Yeah, you know where.
Okay. And she goes and she's going to see how much things cost for her there, because she's had different kinds of luck. One time she bought something there at price, and the other time she got marked up. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
All right. What are we looking for?
Looking for bolts and arrows and potions of healing.
All right. So, potion of healing. They have this place has 3 for 75 each. Or if you want greater healing, there'll be a little bit more.
I don't know. Let me look quickly. Greater healing 44. So they have 3 for 75. What also do they have? It's a greater.
2 for 150.
Okay, and then what about bolts?
Yeah, and I mean every place has bolts.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, every place has bolts.
And how much are they?
A crossbow bolt is 10 copper.
For what's the
Per.
bunch of
For 20.
Yeah, but I'd be
for
looking
20,
for 20s.
22 gold.
And now I've never done this before. What do arrows come in groups of?
20.
Oh, okay. And so much are the arrows?
Arrows are, I think they're probably also 2 gold for a bunch of 20.
Awesome. Okay, she is going to buy. She will get the. She doesn't know how many to get, so she doesn't know that she's going to come back. Let me get. I'm going to play around. She's going to hopefully have this just store it on the ultros, but can she get 10 of each?
Like 200?
Yep.
I don't know about 200.
Okay, well, how much do they have?
I'd say 50 each.
Kitty corners the market somehow.
Yes, that's the
Yeah, I know, she
plan.
wants a bunch of them. She's like,
I'm going to fight an army.
Okay, so if they're in bunches of 20, what can she get? 3 of each, 60 each? Or
Yeah, 3 of each.
Okay. So she'll get 3 of each.
Okay.
And then with the potions of healing, she's not sure what she should get. But they have 3 regular and 2 greater.
Yeah.
Can she get I think she can afford to get. Why don't she just, since we're here, just get all of them? If she can she buy them, the regulars and the graders?
If you have the money.
Yep. Okay, so 3 times 75 is 225. 2 times 50 is 300, and then plus 6 and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to do the shop thing? Or can I just...
Oh,
do
just
I have to go
subtract.
through the shops?
Just subtract
Okay,
it.
so that's 525 plus 12. Looks like you come up with 537.
537. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take away 537.
Do you have 537?
Well, I'm gonna change those electrum pieces because those electrum pieces
yeah.
are what? God damn it! How many? What are electrum pieces in gold?
It's 50
Are they
cents.
5 or something?
It's 50 cents. So two election for 1 gold.
Okay, so 72 divided by, oh God, it's 36, right? So that would be 36.
Yeah. So you'd have You'd have 565.
36 would be 564.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I'll give them the platinum pieces. So that's what, 22 gold? Oh no, 70. That's 36 gold, correct? For the electrum.
For the
pieces.
electrum, yes. So 564.
Okay, so that's
gold.
36. So that's 36, and now I owe you 501, right?
Yeah. That works.
Okay,
too.
so I'm taking the 501 away. So that would be, I have 27 gold pieces left. Haha.
Sus.
All right. Well, she gets what she gets. Okay.
And give me a perception.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You can tell that you're being followed.
Yep.
And it's by two very large boys.
2 very large boys. Interesting. Okay, she's gonna stay where there are people. Do I recognize either of these people?
I do not believe so.
Okay. She's going to stand where there's a bunch of people. And she's going to stop and try to double around behind them and just she would just stop and just approach them and say, "Can I help you?"
And one of them says, in a thick, not Russian accent, "You have something for us?"
And she just looks at them because that's not what she was told. She says, "No, I don't think so."
And he says, "Don't play it around."
And she says, "I was not told to." Are you remembering this in Gorgia? That she's looking for.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
She says, "Don't play around. I know you have a package."
She says, "No."
And one of them gets big. He hands it over. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
And she says, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about, so."
I do work strong.
No, and she says, now she looks around herself. What does there are people around? There are these people. Does she have an avenue of escape?
No, not really, because you specifically said in a group of people
Okay, and she said, then I don't know what you're talking about.
And he says, I know that that witch gave you a package to deliver here. Give it to us.
And she says, I still don't know what you're talking about. And she, I don't know what else I can really do about that. I'm gonna get into myself into some big trouble. And but she is not going to say. She says no. She says, I do not know what you're talking about.
And he kind of glares at you and, okay, remember, you chose the hard way, and they walk away for now.
Okay. She's going to check again and make sure they're not following her.
Give us a perception. You think that there's someone following you, but it isn't these guys. But then you
Okay.
but then you lose track of this other person.
Okay. Well, she's just gonna continue walking. And she'll walk back to wherever she thinks.
As you're walking, you kind of look over your shoulder and you run right into somebody. And
Okay.
you hear, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Arcadia." And it is Atalanta.
Oh. And she will do the puts her fist on her chest and bows her head and she says, Atalanta.
Oh, my
How
dear.
are things? How are you?
I'm good now that I see you. How's I heard you're back in town.
Yes. We were just stopping by to gather some supplies before moving on.
Of course. Where to next?
We are heading to the constellation of the blacksmith. That is all I know. I don't know where it leads.
Oh, that sounds fun. Do you have time to like drink or something, or are you heading right out?
Did we have any plans? What was our plan in terms of us meeting back? What did we say? Well, of course, did she look up and did she see like Demetrius like flying around in the sky?
Oh yeah, making an ass out of himself. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, she looks up and she goes, "Yeah, I have time."
He's
I
farming
think we all
Greek
just
fame.
sailed off the
okay?
ship like a bunch of sailors on leave.
What did you say?
We have no
What did
plans.
you
We
say?
just bailed off the ship like sailors on leave.
Could totally see that.
All right, so Atalanta say, how about let's go to you don't want to drink around here. Let's go to this nice place that I know, in the nicer part of town.
Okay.
And as she's leading you to this place, it's like the rich area, and you know how Arcadia is right now, all like grimy and stuff, and people are just giving her stares, kind of like being sus around her.
She would say to Atalanta, she goes, just so you, well, how much do you, I think she probably has enough to buy a drink or something, because it's not like it's gonna be 25. What is it, how much do drinks cost? I mean, in general, I don't know, I'm just asking out of character.
Not too much.
Okay.
And she'll say, she'll say, "Don't worry about it, my dear. I'm just glad you're here." She like tries to like lock arms with you.
Arcadia is very suspicious. She's like, she's wondering why Ireland is acting so strange. So, but she doesn't say anything.
right. And
Whether she would, well, she goes, "Where's Heracles?"
and she says, "Oh, probably been a whore somewhere."
Okay.
You know how men are.
Arcadia will just nod.
And when she says, "You know how men are," she kind of motions towards playing Demetrius.
Yeah, well then Arcadia would definitely nod.
And she'll lead you into this nice place, and so it's like little hoity-toity lady starts walking up, and she's just giving you like the stink eye, and Atalanta says, "Table for two, please." And she's like kind of like oblivious to this.
Yeah, well, Arcadia's not very comfortable here, but she's just letting Atalanta take the lead.
And she'll lead you. She'll sit down and say, "Have you ever had sake before?"
And she says, "No, what is it?"
It's a very nice rice wine.
And Arcadia says, "No, I don't normally drink alcohol."
What? And you're around those men all day?
All the reason not to.
What'd you say?
All the more reason not to.
She'll laugh. Oh, that makes sense. Well, so how's things?
She said, "Well, I made it back to Venus,
Ooh, tell me, how was that?
and we were able to restore the daughter of the former queen. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. We brought the Lady of the Coins with us, and she is. They are lovers, and I'm not sure what kind of influence the Lady of the Coin has on her. So I'm a little bit concerned, but there's nothing I can do right now.
Interesting. That sounds like well, at least you got to go home.
Yes, but it was not in a good state at all. It was overrun by Maenads and goatlands. But I'm hoping it'll be cleaned up. I would stay, but I have to finish this quest.
And she'll give like a nasty ugh.
She says, with your experience with Heracles, do you find that his ego gets in the way of a lot of things?
Of course. He always tries to talk so much shit and gets himself into trouble, and guess who has to be there to get out of it?
She says, yes, and she says, I'm finding that with one party member in particular.
And she says,
I don't know, really.
let me guess, the small one.
No, actually not. Although he does like to, he does like to talk well of himself, but not in a detrimental way to the rest of us.
You talking about our flying friend up there?
Yes, he doesn't control his temper well, and he called the queen a hag and an asshole, jeopardizing our relationship with them, and we need them to defeat the Titan.
And she starts laughing and says, "And he has his head still."
Well, she had just been restored to the throne, so she only had a few guards. But I am at my wit's end with him. I don't know. I believe I've talked this out of getting into trouble more than once, but now he's made it clear that he's puts himself before the greater goal that we have. I mean, there's one thing where he just jeopardizes the party, but now he said, not only through his actions, but he actually said he'd rather fight the Titans alone than with the help of the Amazons. And that's what concerns me.
And she'll say, "Well, if that's what he wants to do, let's him. If he wants to go and get himself killed, maybe that's what he needs." As he flies around again.
I'm just concerned that if he does that, it will affect the rest of us badly.
Well, maybe
I don't care if he gets himself killed, but if he gets the rest of us killed, that's something else. Or if it causes the world to be destroyed.
Maybe he needs to come to, and she'll lean in, a come to Kentame moment. And leans back out.
And Arcadia says, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
She'll say, well, maybe he needs to be a rude awakening, if you will.
Yes, I just hope that his rude awakening doesn't affect the rest of us.
Well, maybe if he goes to get himself into trouble that is not the smartest, let him do it by himself.
Maybe. Have you done that to Heracles?
Oh yeah. And then the boo shows up and she takes a drink of it. And say, well, Demetrius is no Heracles, but I know his fame is rising, and I can speak from experience that when the greater the fame, the bigger their head starts to get. So just be careful.
Any other advice besides that?
Not really. That's all I can really say. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's the proverbial horse's ass, if you will.
And then Arcadia looks really sad. And she kind of eyes that sake, and she says, maybe I will take a little sip.
Perfect. Give me a con save.
Oh, great. She said a little sip, I'm just saying, but...
I know, but you also said she doesn't drink.
That's true.
It tastes like burning.
So she coughs and says, yeah, I knew there was a reason why I didn't drink this stuff.
But it makes you feel all warm inside.
she looks like she relaxes a little bit.
As Beatrice goes flying by again and then goes straight up into the air.
Straight up in the air.
Whee! But yeah,
Eventually, Amitrius would land.
yeah, I figured he would be out all day.
Tell stories about their exploits and pay people to, spread those stories across taverns in Mitros in Astoria.
And people start flocking to you as you land. Okay. Did Amitrius want to get anything?
No, he doesn't want to. Actually. Let's see, how many potions?
Also,
nothing.
Also, keep in mind you got a lot of shit in the party sheet. Maybe we can clear up a little.
Yeah, we can sell stuff.
I'll put everything in party sheet that I want to spell. Sure, but the rest of you.
Is Nico back or did he leave?
He's not feeling well. Like he went.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He went. I think he went to go lay down.
What's the Star Sapphire medallion?
Exactly
That is
what it
something
says.
Corbin found. That is something I believe Corbin found in the belly of the Hydra, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Is that magical?
As far as I know, it's not. Just worth several
Angorgia, is that a
thousand
magic
gold.
item? Or is that just an item we can sell?
I believe you told me it was not magical. But I don't know for sure, I guess.
And the descending stone that you got from Moxina, do you want to take that out of the party sheet?
Do you want to see who it contacts? I mean, is that helpful? It doesn't sound like really smart, though.
It says the other stone is in the possession of Moxina, the Lady of Coins. So I guess you could talk to Themis with it.
Really?
Yeah.
If only you would have looked at that when he got it.
Really?
Yeah, so you can talk to
Because
Moxina with it.
no, because the party.
how did-
Stop. The party would not know that.
Well, actually, did Moxina give them like this thing? Like, here's this cloud coin or whatever it was?
But she didn't specifically give that.
Ah.
That one was found in the Princess Leia's box, and
want to-
one of them was found in the box. You guys never actually tried to see who it belonged to, so you would not know that it is from Oxina. So struck that from your memory.
Right. Because
And I
that
think
adds
we
a
had this
whole
one
nother-
crafted, right?
Yeah, it was you just
Correct.
picked that up? Yeah, from what's
Uh,
You just pick that up. Is that something that Gravik can use? Can he? Because it needs to be a bard, and it needs to be someone who can cast a charm spell.
Gravik? Use charm.
Gravik is a bard.
Gravik is a bard.
He's never inspired me.
Can you guys look at
Yeah,
the
I think
party
he's
sheet and
only
take out
used.
what
I
you
think
need?
he's only done it a couple times. You used it in bardic inspiration.
That would be when he wasn't Gravik. That was when he was.
That's when he was Tim.
Oh wow! So my question to you is, yeah, can he even use it? Does he have any charm spells? Gravik, do you?
No, I don't have any charm spells.
Well, then we could sell that. The other question that Arcadia would have asked is if she, especially since she didn't buy into this Wheel of Fortune, can she have the silvered spear?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, I put it in my inventory because I didn't want it to accidentally get
I have
sold
no
before I.
objections.
Arcadia collecting spears now.
No, she wants something with silver on it. She feels that might come in handy. You never know, but
Yeah, with Gravik
at least
around.
it's.
With
Yeah.
Gravik around, right.
I still have to find that
otherwise.
tattoo I'm looking for.
Oh, right, and that vine tunic should go into Nico's. It should go into Nico's thing because that he gave. Yeah, that was really cool. That's gonna come in handy. So we should probably keep the sending stone just because I wouldn't know who it belongs to. Like, if you want, I can just Arcadia can hold it.
Oh, sure, I'll put it back in the sheet then you can hold it.
Okay. Whoa, what the hell is that?
That's the sending stone sound effect.
Oh my god.
You can take it out of the party sheet. And I think
Yeah,
the
I
rest
just
we
did.
can sell, right?
Yeah.
They said that's the Lutheria shield.
Yeah, we got that from Vulcan.
And then all the gems and the harp. Okay. 3, 2, 1. No.
Ooh, nice.
Can you decide yourself the value of the shield and the
Yeah,
harp?
Dan, I'm working on it. Like, you gotta give me more than a half a second. Gotta give me more than a half a second to figure things out.
Oof, yuck.
What's that?
The shield with Lutheria's face on it, gross.
Yeah, we have a clean inventory.
It's been a long time.
It's been probably 6 months at least.
Finally, some gold. Damn, I thought we'd never get some gold in this game.
Well, I mean, if you don't do anything.
No, I was joking. We just got 40k. 2 sessions ago.
And now you're down to 21. Between the whole fucking party.
Yeah,
It's funny.
Corbin's down next to nothing.
Yeah, and I think we also got that 25k before, and by now we've spent so much gold.
Okay, so
Arcadia would go back to that, well, after she has a meal with Atalanta, which you probably would see her relax for the first time in months. She would go back to that diamond cellar that she went to all those years back, those days back when she was in the Great Games, and see if she can get $300 worth of diamonds again.
yeah, $300. $300. Bam, there it is. Party sheets.
Okay, thank you. Great, so I'll subtract 300 from my inventory.
Okay. Alright, anything else?
I'll just spend a few spell slots healing the wounded and sick, going around like some Jesus figure.
And you're getting a crowd is starting to follow you.
And I'm telling them, look, this is the power that the great stallion, the ancestor of the centaurs, has granted me. And I'll just, I'll find some random beggar and I'll touch him and cure his diseases and stuff, with lay on hands and all that. Just you know, abusing the magic to like farm my reputation and stuff.
And the people start cheering for Demetrius. Demetrius.
And then I guess if we are all done in the city, I would set the Antikythera to the blacksmith and return to the ship.
Okay. Item with a dragon engraved on it. Okay. So Skeff, we'll get you the scroll. And you're looking for a blacksmith to make you something, or what?
Either a jeweler or a blacksmith, something with as a dragon, an image of a dragon engraved on it, something that's worth about 500 gold.
Okay. So they'll ask you for 500 gold.
Okay, and he'll pay it.
And then they'll say, okay, so that's the gold, and now we need 100 to
Wow,
finish
what's all
it up.
those sounds?
Say again?
He said it'll be 600 total.
Wait. It's
So-
not against for the labor, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
And he'll pay for the labor. And
Okay. And then they'll hastily make it up. It's not the best looking one in the world, but it is in the form of a creature you think is a dragon.
did they not have anything like in stock that was already prepared, or they had to make it there?
No, they had to make it because you know
Okay.
dragons aren't very prevalent around here.
Yeah, I suppose. But is it adequate enough is the question.
Yes, I know
Okay.
I know what you actually wanted for. So yeah.
Okay, and with that, he'll head back to the Ultros with his scrolls and ready to start copying them down.
Okay.
So, when he gets back to the Ultros, he just immediately is going to go to his room. So how does that work? It's 10 plus the level of the spell, Arcana check. And then it's, how much money is it for each scroll you have to spend for that?
I think it's per level. Hang on. It's 50 gold. Oh, hang on, maybe. 50 gold per level plus 2 hours. So
Okay.
level 5 wizard finds fireball spell is copied for 150 gold. Yeah, it takes 6 hours. So if it's a level 5 spell, for instance, it'd be what? 250 gold plus 10 hours.
Okay. So he'll just seclude himself and start copying those spells down. I think they're all just level 3 spells.
Alright, what's the first one you do?
Except for, he'll do Scroll of Teleportation Circle.
Alright, I think it's a level 5.
Let me just
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah,
It's a level 5 spell.
Yeah, so it's what, a 15 Arcana?
Yes,
10 plus the
that'd be-
spells up. Yeah, and that you don't use inspiration, just straight.
Okay. This Great Arcana, so go 15.
Alright. So that would be 250 gold.
Yeah.
And is this basically all you're going to do for the next, probably, when you're traveling, because that's the first one.
Yeah.
You if you succeed on all of them, you'd be able to finish all by the time you get to the next place.
So I'll
Corbin
just...
bangs on the door. You could go blind.
Shut up! I'm concentrating!
And you hear,
It's not healthy for you.
Okay, so we did that. Next would be roll of identify. That's level 3. That's level
no,
1.
it's level 1. So if you don't make this one, no, wait, no, you have a plus 12, don't you?
Yeah, so I just pass it.
You just pass it, yeah.
That's 50 gold there.
Yep.
Okay.
And now you can go give Ametri shit. Like, look, now I can do these.
No, he's not going to mention it at all to anyone.
Of course not.
Did he buy Identify?
Him will know. If you buy an identifier, you're gonna also need to buy a pearl.
Did he buy? But did he buy Identify? I mean,
He
out of
did.
character.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
And Dispel Magic's a level 3, so that's 150 gold and 13 roll. I don't think even if I roll a 1, I'm not going to fail this. But it could just be an automatic failure.
That would be funny. Aw. And at Corbin, he did not buy a pearl.
Uh-oh.
Oh, do you need a pearl for that? We're on, I should have checked that. Oh well, we're on the ocean. It shouldn't be that hard to find a pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, how hard could it possibly
Yeah.
be?
How hard could it possibly be to find a pearl with at least 100 gold that you have no idea how much pearls are worth?
Shit. Okay. That's fine. He'll find a pearl somewhere eventually. Like when he starts reading Scroll of Identify and he just realizes he needs a pearl, he just hears from his cabin.
I told you could go blind.
Okay, so that's all those spells taken care of. I'll put them in my spell book.
Okay. And we're going to the blacksmith, correct?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so as you are heading out, you see one of the constellations, one of the people say, "Look, the blacksmith! It represents Vulcan, the god of the forge. See how the constellation is shaped like a hammer? There's a legend that tells of an old blacksmith who, in his prime, had been the master of his craft. In all his long years, he never found a worthy apprentice, and fearing all his knowledge and expertise would be lost, he prayed to Vulcan for help. The god of the forge took pity on the old man, and in his own forge he created a golem, a lifeless figure of iron that would follow the old smith's every command perfectly. Vulcan then transferred the spirit of the smith into the empty golem and whisked it away to his secret workshop beneath the mountains of Phylea. They say the old smith works there still, whispering and hammering away, joyfully crafting tributes to the forge god, his skills untarnished by time."
Interesting.
Sus.
A golem. I would try to gather the party and ask them, what do we know about golems?
Didn't we run into one at the Colossus of Pythor?
That was a
Actually,
By the foot?
Yep.
It was,
They guard things. They're like robots.
yeah, it was terrible.
What do we know about their abilities and what resistances they might have? If any.
Well, they kicked our butts pretty good when we were back at the Colossus.
Yeah, sure did.
Can I do a history check, see if I noticed anything those golems that we met?
Did you notice anything when you fought them?
I mean, it was ages ago, but I will try to glean anything I might know about how to fight a golem.
Okay. You are not sure.
All right.
Well, Demetrius is like looking for everybody. He finds Gravik at some point in the journey on the deck, just starting to carve like a sigil into the deck, the floor of the deck.
What are you doing?
Magical things you wouldn't understand.
And Demetrius shrugs. I guess that's fine then. Just don't damage the ship. Drywood is hard to come by.
Yeah, I get, and you just hear like scraping as he's just like using a sharp dagger to like carve into the wood.
Can I do some sort of a? Didn't write down exactly what happened. Can I do what did you say? A history check with the golems?
Sure.
Just even like a memory check. This was in October 30th of 2022. So it was over a year ago when we fought them. But I just remember there were marble golems in there, and just we got our asses kicked. So what did you say, Engorgio? Was it history or something?
History, yeah.
Well, we're almost done. I'm going to use my advantage.
From what you can recall, that they were pretty much immune to any damage that you were doing to them.
Probably immunity to physical damage then.
Well, we hope that the golem is the one that, well.
Yeah, the one that we're about to meet.
Hopefully, hopefully it's not against us.
Yeah, hopefully, but unlikely. I mean, I'm with you that I'm definitely going in with peaceful intent, but better to be prepared.
All right.
While this is all happening, Gravik is just moving around, looking very disheveled, like he hasn't showered in or bathed in days. I need rare gems!
We just sold all of our rare gems.
Graphic.
What?
Stop locking yourself in the bathroom.
You can, I know who you can ask for a pearl.
No, I don't need a pearl, I need 50 gold, something worth 50 gold of gems!
Oh.
And he's just rummaging through like crates and anything that's on the ship, looking for anything shiny.
Arcadia would go to him and say, I hope you don't waste this, but this is something from Queen Darien said to give to, and she'll hand you something. And
He's going.
Guys, before you waste any expensive items, we have a lot of amber still in the hold, which is 100 gold each and a gemstone.
Oh, should do that.
Okay, so I was gonna do something funny with that.
Oh yeah, no. If you think that's better, RP, you should by all means do it. I just don't want you guys to waste stuff.
Yeah, so he'll take a look at this gem that you handed him, and he'll inspect it. How valuable does it look?
It's worth a lot of money.
Like how much?
Like 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, okay, take the amber.
Yeah. Like he'll take the amber, and he'll inspect it, and then he'll like pull out some chalk and inks and start mixing together, and then he just shatters the gem and starts mixing it in, or the amber, and starts mixing it into the ink and chalk.
Nice.
And he's like, and then he walks back over to the sigil that he carved into the deck, and he starts outlining it with the new chalk and that he's created, and saying a few words and gestures with his hands that immediately sparks into life with radiant magical energy. And he turns to Demetrius. There! Teleportation circle! And he walks away.
Demetrius looks at the symbols and he's like, what? What the hell is a teleportation circle? And he will step onto the circle, see what it does.
It'll only work when I do another one in the location that we're at. It'll teleport us directly back to the Ultros. I'm going to take a bath.
Ah, okay, that's nice. Good job, Gravik.
Screw you, Demetrius! And he goes down to the deck.
What did I do, Demetrius says.
He'll poke his head back up out of the deck. And I know identify now, you piece of shit! And he goes back down.
Well, you know, all he needed was a little motivation.
Alright, so we're getting close to end. So the dawn of the next day, your ship approaches another island. Its shoreline is obscured by strange shimmering in the air, and as you sail closer, you feel the ocean currents strengthening beneath the keel, pulling your vessel into a powerful wind that propels you to an impossible speed. In a matter of moments, the ship sails 3 times around the island. The sun falls toward the horizon and rapidly sets. The sky soon darkens. Then the sun rises, and the sun sets. Sun rises, sun sets, sun rises, sun sets, sun rises, sun sets. As the stars circle above your head, you are overcome with waves of crippling nausea.
Oh God. Oh no! So much I should have used my inspiration.
17. Alright, so... even what that here is. Alright, so everyone except for Gravik, you fight this off, and as this stops, the ship abruptly slows and floats into a tranquil bay, and all of a sudden, whomever is up on deck, which I'm assuming is probably all of you, you hear you guys see these two here, and this one flies over to Corbin. This dragon flies over to Corbin and says, "Dad?"
What the hell?
What?
And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
What? Oh my god.
2 dragons just flew up.
Did years just pass for us? I guess we don't have to worry about the Oath of Peace anymore.
Wait, what the fuck? Is that old Vengeance? Yes. Look at the picture, it's Vengeance.
I guess we aged.
Ah, shit. That's a problem.
Is this gonna be like we come back and it's just a post-apocalyptic setting now?
Yes, setting has been changed forever. It's Fallout 4 now.
I guess we missed the Oath of Peace.
That's my
Corbin's
evil
used
laugh.
to these things, though. This is like just a regular day for Corbin.
Oh, is it Tuesday already?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is
Oh,
like.
I've skipped ahead another 500 years. Oh well.
And the
Wow,
only
this
thing
is where-
Amitria says is, you wanna blame me for this one too, Arcadia?
She's not close enough to hear.
Well, he will move close to her and say it then.
Planet of the Apes, that's not counts. And Aziz is also big boy.
So what's happened to poor Gravik? Is he puking himself downstairs?
Well, we'll find out what happens next week.
Oh,
Or
did
is
he
he
age? Did he
He's
just
old-
age
Old
incredibly?
man Gravik now.
Surprisingly, y'all look the same age.
Except for Gravik.
Oh, thank god.
Corbin
You-
always looked the same age.
Even Gravik.
Oh.
Well, we'll find out.
Get ready for a post-apocalyptic setting. We gotta go and deal with. Hopefully, all the gods are dead.
Hopefully all the gods are dead.
That'll stop.
Oh, good. Plot twists. No, yeah, that Arcadia made me laugh. I'm gonna use my inspiration because we're almost done. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll find out what happens. And actually, wait, that's Christmas Eve too. Cool. So you guys are good to play, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, shouldn't have any problems for me unless something comes up last minute. But even then, I'll probably try and avoid it.
Fair.
Hate social gatherings.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Unless it's Emo's Pizza with Chad. All right, cool. So that will be fun because that's going to be a Christmas Eve game. Oh yes, I have plans upon plans.
Evil Santa Claus?
Would I do that to you?
Probably.
Yes.
Wow.
Last
that was
year
like,
we had a good Santa Claus, but we'll see about this one.
Trumpets.
oh, Krampus. It's the Grinch. Yeah, we're done. We'll find out what happens. We'll find out what happens next week. So until then,
Aged V.
Age Vengeance.
That'll be good.
And
Maybe-
Aziz is still not pulling his weight. He needs to come to help out a little bit.
I mean, you've never once tried to like bring him with you. When he's tried to come out, you tell him, "Oh, stay." You never tried bonding with him.
Hey,
Evil Gravik.
well, now that he's older, Gravik will probably actually feel okay with bringing him out, since he was only a
Wow.
baby before.
Wow.
Corbin offered you the chance to join.
But, all right, I'm gonna cut
He's,
stream. So yeah, thanks stream for hanging out. We'll be back next on Saturday for some more Vandale play, and then this one next Sunday, Christmas Eve game. So if you want to hang out, please come do so. And until then, we'll see you later.